Hello, good evening. Aman, please confirm if I'm audible to you.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Aman, we are waiting for the other students to join in. I think just all right. Let's start. Anyways, if someone will join, then they will join later. Also, Aman, we were talking about the reconstitution. Retirement of the partnership in the previous session, right? And
Yes.
while discussing the retirement of the partnership, we already covered the calculation of the gaining and sacrificing shares, and we also understood the treatment of the goodwill in case of the revaluation, right?
Yes, sir.
Everything is clear. Do you have any doubts? You want to ask anything?
No, sir.
No. So, all right, then we will start a session with this question. The question which is on screen. The question is saying that X, Y, and Z are partners sharing profit and the losses in the ratio of the 5:3:2. Z retired, and on the date of his retirement, the following adjustment were agreed upon. The value of the furniture is to be increased by 12,000, and the value of the stock need to be reduced by 10,000. Machinery of the book value by 50,000 is to be depreciated by 10%. Provision for doubtful debt is to be made at 5% of the book value of the debtor, which is 40,000. Unrecorded investment is there 10,000. An item of 1,000 included in the bills payable is not likely to be claimed, hence should be written back. All right. So the question is asking us to prepare the revaluation account. You can see that now. Question is asking us to prepare. Sorry, just question requires us to prepare the revaluation account, and based on the revaluation account, we are also required to pass the necessary general entry. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, do you think you'll be able to solve this question? I'm sure that you already know how to prepare the revaluation account.
Yes, sir. I'll try.
Okay. So I'm waiting for you to finish, and as soon as you're done, let me know the answer. Just first of all, prepare the revaluation account. Let me know the profit you have got. Profit
Yes.
as per the revaluation account, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm giving you 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes is enough to prepare the revaluation account for this question. Prepare evaluation, let me know the answer. Hi, Sania. Sania, you're there. Sania, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, Sania. Sania, we have started a session with this question. Uh, I've just asked Amber to prepare the revaluation account for this question. Just read the question, go through the question, and prepare the revaluation account for this question. So let me read this for you. So this question is saying us that there are three partners, X, Y, and Z, who were sharing the profit in the ratio of 5:3:2, and Z have decided to retire from the partnership. And on the date of retirement, the partners have agreed to revalue the asset and the different things. So the following adjustment were agreed upon. The furniture is to be increased by 12,000. Stock is to be decreased by 10,000. Machinery of the book value 50,000 is to be depreciated by 10%. Provision need to be made for doubtful debtors at 5%. Unrecorded investment is 10,000. An item of rupees 1,000 included in the bills payable is not to be claimed, hence should be written back. So considering all these things, we need to prepare the revaluation account in this question, and then accordingly we need to pass the journal entry. So do you think you will be able to solve this question, Sania? This question requires us to prepare the revaluation account. Tell me if you will be able to solve it or not. And if yes, please solve it. I'm waiting for you to finish.
I'll
Sania,
try, sir.
you'll try?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And please solve it within 10 minutes, right? So that we can do other questions as well.
Okay, sir.
Done, Aman? Done with the evaluation account? Or you are still
Yes.
doing it? Sorry?
Yes,
Aman,
sir.
done, okay. Tell me the profit you have got under the evaluation account.
23,000.
23,000 is not the profit, na?
6,000.
6,000 is the profit, right? Yeah, 6,000 is the profit. Sania, you are also done?
Sir, I got 6,000.
Because 6,000 is well. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, see, let me show you. Just this is how we will prepare the valuation account. On the debit side, we have the stock. Since the value of the stock is decreasing, so therefore on the debit side, machinery is depreciating by 5%, by 10%. Sorry. So on the debit side again, we need to meet the provision for doubtful debt by 5% of the 40,000. That means 2,000. And on the credit side, we will record the increase in the value of the furniture 12,000, investment 10,000, bills payable 1,000. Right, and by adjusting all these values, debit side and credit side, the we will be able to find out the profit, that is 6,000. All right, now question is also asking us to pass the general entries. So general entries in this case will be first of all we'll pass the general entry for the credit side items. So we can pass the general entry one by one. Like we will first of all write down furniture account debit to revaluation account, since the revaluation account is being credited, right? Since the revaluation account is being credited by furniture investment bills payable, so the general entry for this will be furniture account debit to revaluation account, number one. Number two, investment account debit to revaluation account, and then bills payable account debit to revaluation account as well. Got it? But we can also pass the general entry. We can also pass the combined general entry. That means furniture account debit, investment account debit, bills payable account debit to revaluation account. Furniture account debit, investment account debit, bills payable account debit. Sorry, yeah, the furniture account debit, investment account debit, bills payable account debit to revaluation account. Can we do that? We can pass the combined general entry. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that means this is how the general entry will be done. Furniture account debit by 12,000, investment account will be debited by 10,000, bills payable account debit 1,000, and revaluation account as well will be credited by 23,000. Right. Please note this down. This is the general entry for the credit aspect of the revaluation account. We need to pass the general entry for the debit aspect as well. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's talk about the debit side of the revaluation account. On the debit side, we'll pass a separate general entry for these three items and a separate general entry for the profit, revaluation profit. So let's first of all pass the general entry for this, which say for this it will be revaluation account is debited, right? So we'll write down revaluation account debit to stock account, machinery account, and provision for debtor account. And the general entry will be done like this: revaluation account debit 17,000 to stock account, furniture account, provision for doubtful debt or provision for debtors, being revaluation account debited. Please note this down as well. All right, now let's pass the final journal entry for the distribution of profit. For the distribution of the profit, the journal entry will be revaluation account debit to X capital account, Y capital account, and Z capital account, right? So the journal entry for the distribution of profit is revaluation account debit to X capital account, Y capital account to Z capital account, being revaluation profit and profit distributed among the partners. Sania, Aman, is that clear? Both of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please note this. All right, guys. So let's move to the next question. Next question. This one is also similar to the previous question. In this question, also we need to prepare the revaluation account. So in this question, we have three partners again, A, B, and C. And on the date of retirement, we have decided to retire, and on the date of retirement, assets and liabilities appeared in the book were as follows: creditors standing at 70,000, building 1 lakh, plant and machinery 40,000, raw material 20,000, stock of finished good is 30,000, raw material is 20,000, debtor is also 20,000. Now question is saying that building is to be appreciated by 20%, plant and machinery to be reduced by 10%, provision is to be made by 5% on debtors to be created for doubtful debts. The stock of raw material to be valued at 18,000, finished goods to be revalued at 35,000. Old computers previously written off was sold for rupees 2,000 as scrap. Firm had to pay 5,000 to an injured employee. Okay. So considering all these adjustments, we need to prepare the revaluation account, and then we need to pass the journal entries for. All right. So this one is similar to the previous question, right? So let's start preparing the revaluation. All both of you. Let's start with the formation of the revaluation account, and then we will pass the journal entry. Question is clear, Aman and Sania. Any doubts in the question?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right, then prepare the revaluation account for this question as well.
ये question नहीं prepare करना.
Done, both of you? Tell me the profit you have got, Aman, Sania.
Sir, I haven't finished.
You haven't finished it.
Sir, profit is 15,000.
Profit is 15,000. Okay. Both of you getting the same answer? Sania and Aman, both of you are getting the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Sania, you are also getting 15,000.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, but I think there is some problem with your mic. I am not able to hear you. Sania, you got how much profit under the revaluation account? Guys, you can also tell me in the chat section, na? Sania, Aman. Aman, how much did you get? 15,000.
Yes, sir.
And okay, how did you guys get 15,000? Either I have made a mistake or there's some problem with your answer. Tell me the value of the building that has appreciated. Value of building is appreciated by how much?
20,000.
20,000.
20,000. That's right. And plant and machinery reduced by 10%. That means
4,000.
4,000. That's correct. And then tell me the provision for doubtful debt.
1,000.
The stock of raw material.
2,000.
2,000. And on the debit side, you must have recorded the stock of finished good, right?
Yes.
Old computers,
Yes.
compensation to employees on account of injury. You wrote that or not? Firm had to pay 5,000 to an injured employee.
Yes, sir. Workman compensation. Yes.
Yeah. So then let's total the credit side, 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 2,000 plus 5,000, right? So
Sir,
20,
I debited the workman compensation.
sorry,
I wrote it in the debit side.
you wrote that, yeah, that's right. It should be on the debit side itself. Now, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. I have, by preparing the revaluation account, I made a mistake. I've written it on the debit side. Okay, just let me do the correction to the compensation. 5,000. So this will give us 25, 27,000. 20, sum total of the credit side values are 27,000, right?
Yes, sir.
Subtracting the debit side values, just a minute. On the debit side, we will have 4,000, 1,000, 2,000, and 5,000. So 5 plus 3, 8, 12. Yeah, 15,000 will be the profit. I'm sorry. 15,000 will be the profit, right? And then this need to be distributed between among the partners in the old profit sharing ratio. All right then, so I think now you will be able to pass the general entries for the question, right? You'll be
Yes.
able to pass the general entry now. So shall I move to the next question, both of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do the next question, and this will be a little different. See, the question is saying that there are three partners, X, Y, and Z. Their profit sharing ratio is given as 3:2:1. Z is retiring from the firm on 31st of March 2019. On the date of Z's retirement, the following balances appeared in the book. So on the date of retirement, we have general reserve, the profit and loss, debit balance. Debit balance means we have a loss under the profit and loss account. Workman compensation reserve is there, right? Which was no more required. That means that it should be distributed. Employees provident fund is a liability. Employees provident fund is a try to understand. General reserve is what? General reserve is a part of profit, right? General reserve is a kind of reserve which is made out of profit. So general reserve is a part of profit. So it will be dealt same as the profit is dealt. Then workman compensation reserve again. What is workman compensation reserve? It is also a part of profit, specifically reserved to compensate the workers. And if it is not utilized to make the compensation, then such profit, such reserve should be distributed as profit gets distributed among the partners. So this is also kind of profit. All right. So what are we going? How do we treat the general reserve? Do you remember the treatment of the general reserve?
It will be
General
distributed to the partners.
distribute it among the partners in the old profit sharing ratio, right? And what about the loss? Loss has to be borne by the old partners in the old profit sharing ratio. Then workman compensation reserve, because it is a profit, it needs to be distributed among the partners in the old profit sharing ratio. And what about employees provident fund? Sir, employee provident fund is a liability. We won't be doing anything about the liability. Liability will remain as it is in the balance sheet. So there will be no treatment for this. Question is asking us to pass the general entries, right? So let's pass the general entries one by one. Let me show you how to do this. Even though I am sure that you both of you also know how to solve it, but let me solve it for you. I want both of you to know this along with me. Solution to this question is journal entries, right? Journal entry, first of all, for the distribution of general reserve. Treatment of general reserve. Treatment of general reserve. The general entry for this is general reserve account debit. Account debit to all the partners X, Y, and Z. X account to Y's capital account to Z's capital. So general reserve was 1,80,000. This was given in the question. And we will distribute it among the partners in the old PSR. Old PSR was 3:2:1. So that means 1,80,000 into 3/6. Then 1,80,000 2/6 and 1,80,000 into 1/6 for Z. So this will be 90,000 and 60,000 and 30,000. And we'll write down the narration as well, being general reserve distributed among partners in old ratio. Got it, everyone? Is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then we'll do the treatment for the profit and loss account debit balance, treatment of profit and loss debit balance. And see, whenever profit and loss account is given in the debit balance, that means it is a loss. Profit and loss account's credit balance is a profit. Profit and loss debit balance is a loss. So loss is of 30,000 that need to be distributed, that need to be borne among the by the partners. So that means X capital account will be debited, right? X capital account debit, Y's capital account debit, Z's capital account debit to profit and loss account. $30,000, the ratio is 3:2:1. So that means 15,000, right? And 10,000 and 5,000 being loss distributed among partners. Any doubts, anyone? Sania, Aman, any doubts?
Sir.
No, sir.
Treatment, finally, treatment for what was the last item? Last item was workman compensation reserve 24,000. So treatment of workman compensation reserve. If nothing is given in the question, we will simply presume that it is unutilized and unclaimed or unused workman compensation. And if it is unclaimed, we can simply distribute it among the partners. Workman compensation. Write down workman compensation account debit. So this is the treatment for the workman compensation reserve, and then one more item is still left in the question, that was treatment of the employees provident fund. Employees provident fund. So there is no adjustment for the treatment of the employees provident fund is required. No treatment for the employees provident fund is required because the employees provident fund is a liability. So we'll write down no treatment or journal entry is required for employees provident fund since it is a liability. And continue to be shown under the books of account. Continue to be shown in the books of account. See, the liability need not to be distributed. It will be shown under the books of account. Reserves, the loss and the workman compensation need to be distributed since the constitution is taking place because of the retirement of the partner. But liability, we can continue to show the liability in the books of account. There is no adjustment required for that. I hope it is clear, everyone. Sania, Aman, is this clear, both of you?
Yes, sir.
Done? You guys are still writing? Please tell me whenever you are finished. Just tell me whenever you are done so that we can move to the next question. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, one last question. This question is saying that Asha, Naveen, and Shalini were partners in a firm, sharing the profit and losses in the ratio of 5:3:2. Goodwill appeared in their books at a value of rupees 80,000 and general reserve 40,000. Naveen decided to retire from the firm on the date of his retirement. Goodwill of the firm was valued at 1,20,000. The new profit sharing ratio is also given as 2:3. Record the necessary. Question is asking us to pass the journal entry again, but this question is giving us three information. Question I have given us the book value of the goodwill appearing in the book. That means which kind of goodwill it is. The goodwill that appears in the book, what do we call it? The purchase goodwill or the self-valued goodwill? Tell me quickly. What do we call the goodwill that appears in the book? Sania Aman, quickly. What happened, guys? Goodwill that appears in the book, what do we call it? No. All right, we need to write it off. Okay, see, goodwill that appears in the book is the purchased goodwill, right? And the other goodwill that is given as 1,20,000, this is the self-valued goodwill. And the treatment for the self-valued goodwill and the purchased goodwill is different.
Yes.
Anyways, other than goodwill, we have the reserve as well. So see, reserve is to be distributed among the partners in the old profit sharing ratio. And the purchase goodwill need to be written off between the partners, right? And the self-valued goodwill need to be distributed among the partners in the old PSR. Sorry, the self-valued goodwill need to be adjusted among the old partners in the gaining or sacrificing ratio. Got it, Aman, Sania?
Yes, sir.
So Shall I give this question for your homework? Because this one is easy. I'm sure that you will be able to solve it. Or you want me to do this now? Shall I give you this as homework, Eman Sania?
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right then. So this is your homework, and all right. So I have no other question for this session. So we'll have to end. We will have to end our session with this question. We will continue to do few. We will continue to do more question based on the retirement in the next class as well. But for today, this is it. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time. If you guys have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will be ending this session. Aman, Sania, do you want to ask anything? Any doubts?
No, sir.
No doubts. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow with some new questions. Till then, take care, guys. Thanks for joining. Goodbye. Take care.
Thank you,
Allah
sir.
Hafiz.